Oh, alright, well it worked. I had to just reboot the entire system, completely reconnect my account. So it's possibly working right now, but it looks like the bitrate is pretty bad. I had to just reboot the entire system. Oops. Started listening to my own stream. Okay, so if I mute that, close that. Can I close this and keep streaming? That's the question. That's the whole test here. So I close that. It says we're still online on both, but I'm going to wait for that to register and see what happens. It looks like we're straight up just still live. However, my internet is being cut right now. Alright. It looks like finally we might have gotten things working. So I am going to head up to YouTube. We'll head over to YouTube, and if it's saved the VODs of any of those old streams, I'm going to go delete those real fast, and then we will hop into the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on a BRB screen, and I will be right back. If anybody randomly showed up during all of this setup, I apologize. But I will actually be playing shortly. Alright, well with that all out of the way, I think I may have finally fixed everything. Possibly. We might be actually streaming now. It looks like we are, so I'm just going to get into it, and then I will check out the VODs afterwards and make sure everything worked well. That was more of a hassle than I expected, because I did a test stream earlier and it worked fine. But, yeah, this one is not working out. Okay, so I think we want the audio right around here. Shouldn't really be able to hear anything from the game right now, because it's not really making any sound, but I think that should be about right. What's up, Tyler? How's it going? Looks good from here? That is good. That is good. I am also going to have to figure out in these couple test streams, like, where's the best spot to put chat and stuff like that. I think that the spot that it's at right now works well for in-game, but it doesn't work well for drafting. So, like, if I want the game to be full screen and still have chat on, it's a little bit, like, difficult to find a good spot for it in Arena. First time ever catching me live. This is one of the first times I've ever been live on YouTube. I did play the Core Set 2020 event, and that was super fun, but that was basically it. Lower right hand corner for draft, probably where the sideboard would sit. Yeah, that'd be the best. And it's not that hard to move, so I think I could just be like, just have it right there during games, because usually there's not cards in that section, and then during draft just scooch it on over down there. That's the idea. Alright, oops, I am in my streaming thing right. There we go, now I'm in the game. Don't want to block the 1-1. Nah, can have a 1-1. So we're playing some Momir. So this is just magic randomized. See if we can get the better stuff than our opponent. Ooh, Burning Tree Vandal? I guess that's actually not very good. I'll just make it a 3-2. That'll block the 1-1 well, at least. This is usually a great card because that looting ability is pretty valuable, but in Momir your entire hand is always lands, so it really doesn't matter. Ooh, Empyrean Eagle. That's pretty bad for us in Momir. Evasive creatures are ridiculous threats. That eagle is going to give us a hard time. What do we get? Is that just a 3-3 that doesn't do anything? Pretty much. Pretty much. Alright, well... I guess we just send in the 3-2, and now I actually have better blocks. For the ground dudes. Got a 3 toughness blocker, so I'm safe there. Sumala Woodshaper, that's gonna draw them a card? Oh, I thought that thing could get lands. Apparently it can't. Creature or enchantment, alright. So that is just a 4-mana 2-1. I will take that. That is not a great card to hit in Momir. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is this? Oh my god, we got to use the ability! Gave +1 power to all of our creatures. The odds of that were so low, but I guess we're getting some value out of the ability. Opponent just has a gigantic field of blockers, though, so it's not fantastic. I guess we send in like this. Bells Unlocked does just kill you, but I feel like statistically it's still better to always go for a 6, just because, like, Bells Unlock is one of, like, 100 plus 6-mana cards, whereas also at 6 mana you could get Multani, which basically just wins the game immediately, as well as Dream Eater, which almost wins the game immediately, and Rakdos, which almost wins the game immediately. Like, that's 3 really, really, really good cards versus, like, 1 that just kills you immediately. I don't know. It really depends on the situation. If you have a lead in the game, like if you have evasive threats and your opponent doesn't, it's probably safe to avoid 6s, just because if you're in one of those situations where the only way you could lose the game is if you get really unlucky like that, then yeah, I would say avoid it. But if you're in a spot like I'm in, where I'm just going to die to these flyers if I don't keep getting in there, I'm totally fine with 6 drops. It's definitely worth thinking about, though. It's important to remember that Bells Unlock exists. I don't think I mentioned him enough lately. I used to mention him all the time. We called him the Demon Lord Belzen Lottery. You just biased on it because you played at Momir 4 times and gotten Bells Unlocked twice. That's... Oh, that's really unlucky. I feel bad, man. That's highly, highly unlikely. That's gotta feel terrible. Ooh, Drakuzeth. Opponent's gonna have to get a Meteor Golem or an Agent of Treachery or something. Anything that'll kill Drakuzeth immediately, or they're not quite dead on board, but almost. Actually, they are dead on board, because I can active treason their other flyer. So they have to find an answer to my giant dragon right now. Oh, alright. They might not be dead then? So if I steal the eagle, he'll get +1/+1. So that'll be 8 damage right there, plus 4 to the face. So that's 12 damage. Plus 2 more. Not quite lethal. It's probably still worth the attack, though. That seems like really good. I guess he does 4 to one thing and 3 to 2 others, so... I can't kill any of their ground dudes, and they're pretty big. I guess it's actually just safest to just kill their flyer and get in for 11. Just get in for a little bit of damage. Every time you're just like, ouch when you think of it. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely feels bad. We got a Thorn Elemental at 7. Alright, its opponent has to get really lucky now. And they did not get quite lucky enough. Jakuzeth gets to do 4 damage to their face when it attacks, and no matter what, Thorn Elemental gets to get in for 7, so that's 11 right there. 4 lethal. Well, we won that coin flip. I will take it. It is a little bit awkward. I wish they would give us, like, a little bit of a bonus. Maybe like, I don't know, like 50 gold per every extra 250 experience, something like that. Because once you hit level 100 and then you just keep getting experience points, it's a little sad. It's like, why even show me this if I'm not actually getting anything? I'm already level 100. Oops. We are not gonna Simic Nexus some people out right now. We're going back into Momir. Happy to see they added Ulamog. It's one of your favorite cards, and seeing it on this is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think... I don't know what they're doing, to be completely honest. I know that they definitely put in a bunch of cards like that for Momir, specifically. My thoughts is, like, if you already programmed them in anyway for Momir, it would be really cool if they let us use those just in casual play. I'm not talking any competitive ranked formats, but like if I just want to challenge somebody with a deck with an Ulamog in it, that would be dope. He's on there anyway. Let us spend Mythic Wildcards for a card that we can't even use in any tournaments. Like, if we want to play around with it. I don't see why not. That would be really cool. Again, not saying that they should do it to where all of the cards they added for Momir are just available for the play queues and stuff, because, you know, that would be... You'd completely change the formats up when it comes to high mana cost stuff. But, like, if I'm just screwing around with buddies, that would be cool. Goblin Assailant, it's a 2/2 for 2. Alright. It's my same thing with, it's my same argument about Amonkhet, Hour of Devastation, Kaladesh, and Aether Revolt. Those were all already programmed into Magic Arena. Like, I have played those sets on Magic Arena, but they took all of them out when they moved to Open Beta, because they all rotated out of Standard anyway. I don't see why they wouldn't monetize those since they're already programmed and just be like, well, if you want to draft those sets, you know, have some drafts of those sets every now and then. That would be cool. It's just like, if it's already in the program, why not let us play around with it? Even if you don't want to have those cards in your competitive formats, like the stuff that you do in the Mythic Championships with and all that. Or if you don't want to have them wrecking the play modes. Alright, there's not a lot to say about these early turns. Shark to Crab's pretty cool, but I don't think they'll use that ability anytime soon. But that's a powerful ability to have access to. They can spend 4 mana, put a counter on that, and tap down a creature whenever they need to. So maybe later in the game, if they get a really big flyer and I only have 1 flying blocker, they can Shark to Crab it down. They could also get really aggressive right now if they really want to. just tap down one of my creatures and get in with a 5/5. That is a horrifying image right there. Hello, Doom Whisperer. I thought I got a pretty good 4-drop when I got a 2/4 flyer, and then my opponent got a 6/6 flying trample on turn 6, so that kind of nullifies my flyer. Chaos Draft with the available packs would be cool too. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff they could do on Arena for sure. But I understand it's a lot of work, and they've still got plenty of work ahead of them just putting in all the standard sets that are coming up. Like they said right now, they're finished with Eldraine, gonna load that up in a few days. And they're like already doing all of the programming and back-end work for the Theros set, which we don't even know any of the cards in yet, but that's like how far ahead they have to work, is they're already doing a bunch of work on Theros and stuff like that, so I understand they can't just put like everything in the world in here, but there's a lot of cool ideas that would be nice to have on here that don't happen too often. Maybe they'll just surveil a bunch? That would be fine with me. Their deck is nothing but lands, so if they just want to pay a gigantic amount of life, that'd be cool. Hello, Arvid Nozel. Arvid Nozel? Not sure. My opponent has 2 flyers that are both much larger than mine. I'm gonna go for a 6-drop, because if I don't hit something good here, I'm dead anyway, so if I hit Demon Lord Belzenlock, like, I'll just die in a different way that I was about to die anyway. I'm just in a dead position. There we go, there's Dream Eater, one of the cards I was talking about. Fantastic. Fantastic in this format. It is a 4/4 flyer, and you just get to destroy anything when it comes in, because you return it to the hand, and since it's a token, it can't go to their hand. Well, there we go, and now I have a blocker for their 5/4 flyer, so that'll solve that right up. I'm gonna send in the Trapjaw Tyrant, because the only way they kill it is by trading for their big flyer or their big shark to grab. And I'm fine with that. Get rid of one of those cards. I got a big old Last Breath Knight. Okay. So that has Afterlife 3, but the first ability doesn't work because everything is a token creature in this format. Alright, what do we got here? We're going to block there and double block the Shark to Crab. Oops, I unblocked by accident. Alright. So the board is pretty much clear now. Mudrotha would also be nice for the land recursion. Yep, that is a pretty 6/6 drop. Verdant Sun's Avatar. Well, it'll be pretty hard for me to die. Actually not gonna attack with the Trapjaw Tyrant, because if their Knight of the Last Breath dies, they get 3 1/1 flyers, and I don't have any flyers. Actually, I probably still should have attacked, because I'm going to be gaining more than 3 life a turn, regardless. So I'll probably be fine. But Trapjaw Tyrant also just makes it pretty much impossible for them to attack with anything with less than 5 power, because if they do, I can block it and exile one of their creatures from the Enraged trigger. So Trapjaw is just a really good blocker in general. Have we at 8 mana? Hover Guard Sweepers, that card is disgusting. When it comes into play, return up to 2 creatures to their owner's hands. I am not going to kill that knight yet again, because I didn't want him to get any flyers when I just got a 5/6 flyer out. See, I was going to kill those 2 and probably just attack with everybody, and then opponent was in a very, very bad spot. So yet again, the gods of luck are in our favor. I can respect that. I'm down with that jam. This is a great start to the Momir. In the videos I recorded, I was not getting nearly as good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty cute. When you get to 12 mana and you could just be like, yeah, just get 12/12 every turn. That doesn't come up super often, but it comes up often enough that that is also worth mentioning. Because there are some cards you can get at higher mana costs that just say, like, draw a card every turn and stuff like that. And you could hit a bunch of explore cards earlier in the game to give you a bunch more lands. Let's see Grizzlebrand. Yeah, Grizzlebrand could do it too. Just give you 7 more lands to get up to that 12 mana. Midnight Reaper doesn't work in this format, unfortunately. Only triggers on non-token creatures. Opponent got a pretty good 4-drop. I'm definitely going to attack into that to try to kill it. Because now, if they ever need to kill something, they can spend 4 mana and exile the Hanged Executioner to do so. Ooh, that was a fine 4-drop. It's pretty unlikely I'll be blocking with Midnight Reaper, because the odds of them just getting a random Hasty Dork isn't very high, but I am ready for that now. Since he had Vigilance, he can block. A 3/4 reach. Well, my opponent has the skies under control. And the ground. Since that has 4 toughness, none of my creatures are going to attack well. Ooh. That is a 4/4. I can pay some life to give it flying or vigilance until end of turn. Well, there we go. Unfortunately, though, because they have that spirit token, they can still just double block it with the reach creature and a spirit token, and I can only kill one of those two. So it's not fantastic in this position, but still a decent card. Lost service for a minute. Did you win? Yes. Yes. I have not lost a game yet, so I'm going to assume I won whichever game you lost service during. Yeah, we've just been getting some great luck so far. That was fantastic luck as well. They just got a 5/5 that destroyed all of their little flying 1/1s that were kind of a problem for me. So, I am still going to go for a 6 mana card here. I don't think I'm in a commanding lead, so I'm going to take that Demon Lord Bells and Lottery. Cool, we didn't hit the Demon Lord. That is good. I'm going to pay 2 to get in there for 4. An opponent is at 13. I'm at 16. They've hit 6 mana now. What do we got? Tithe Bearer Giant. It's a fine card. Big old 4/5 on the ground, and they get to draw a card when it comes in. We're at 7 mana now. We're at the really big stuff. And now you've got me worried about Bells and Luck. Very true. Very true. I'm going to pay 2 to get in for 4 again. Because they're at 12 life, so I like putting the pressure on them. Takes 3 more hits from this guy to kill him. They might even sacrifice the Grazing Whiptail, like, next attack at this point. Just to stop that 4 damage. If I pick up another island, I can also just make Sea Serpent unblockable, which is kind of relevant, since they're only at 8. I'd have to hit them with Sea Serpent twice to kill them. I probably discarded an island earlier that I shouldn't. Yeah, there we go. I think I discarded that before I got a Frilled Sea Serpent, though, so I couldn't have known that I would have needed that. Alright, we're at 8 mana. It's time for some big stuff. Opponent got a Silverclad Ferocidon, which basically means we're just not attacking on the ground, but that doesn't change a whole lot. We probably weren't anyway. Oops, I don't want to pay 2 more. I do not want to pay 2 more. Let's send that in. And there is the block with the Whiptail, as I suspected. If they don't find something to kill one of my creatures, then this could be lethal. If I draw an island, that is. Aw, alright, they got a flying creature, so we can't kill them immediately, even if we do draw an island. Ooh, now we might be able to. If they make that attack, I just don't block, they only have 3 blockers. So they block the 8, the 6, and the 4, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, they just killed themselves. I will take it. I will take it. Dead on board. And if I miscalculated this, at least they have to lose basically all their creatures to survive. I don't think I did. Nope. Got him. Alright, I think we're 3-0 in this event. Things are going really swimmingly thus far. The luck is real. Some waiting time there. No one wants to play Momir anymore. Everybody's tired of Bells and Lock. I've gotten through pretty unscathed by Bells and Lock recently. I think I lost to him once this round of events. And I've played a decent amount. I usually play a lot of the Momir whenever it shows up. I just find it a more interesting way to get your daily wins. Love to see if you get a Risen Reef on turn 3 one time. That would be fantastic. Especially if you get lucky enough to follow it up with more elementals. Like, how ridiculous would it be to be that guy who gets Risen Reef on turn 3 in Momir and follows it up with a 4-mana elemental and a 5-mana elemental? Like, that's so unlikely. Or I guess it wouldn't be a 4-mana and a 5-mana, it would be a 5-mana and a 7-mana, because Risen Reef ramps you up. Alright, we're going to trade 2/2s. Both of these don't have an ability that really works in Momir, so just 2/2s. This Herald of the Dreadhorde is actually pretty annoying in Momir. Most of the time I see that card hit the board, I'm like, ah, dang. It really just mucks up the ground combat very well. Oh, I guess I just got the perfect response. Here's a 2/5. My gigantic butt will stop your Dreadhorde. Risen Reef or Leafkin on 2. Yeah, ramp cards are really good in this format. Really good. Leafkin would be insane too, because it would be really easy to get the 4 creatures to have them tap for 2. Leafkin would be a good reason to start trying on 2 and skip 4. I mean, like, theoretically, because you have a chance to hit him, but you have to also just take into account, like, the mana costs you should hit should be the ones that, on average, out of all of the cards, like literally everything at that mana cost, the power level is pretty high. So for every Leafkin Druid, there's like plenty, trying to think of just bad 2-drops right now. Like the 2-mana 1/1 that you gain life whenever an angel comes into play, or just a 2-mana 2/1 with no abilities. There's plenty of those. Whoa, okay. I completely forgot what Nikia does. All of their lands tap for double mana, so... they just galted me on, like, turn 6. I don't know if I can come back from this, but I'm gonna try. That's very strong. They just have all of the mana in the world. Shivan Dragon. Shivan Dragon. I mean, that's good? I don't think that's good enough, though, to beat a 12/12 trample right here. GG is probably right. I can stop a lot of the damage with just a couple chump blocks. Maybe they'll try for a 14-drop? I would love it. Oh, they did! They tried for a 14... Yes! Yes! Thank you. If I don't block... That's so bad. That's so bad. Even if I don't block, and then I just confirm that I can kill that next turn on blocks, it doesn't matter, because they can just make another one every turn if I kill them. So maybe I should just stop 7 damage here. Probably not. I'm just going to wait till the last possible second to stop any damage from that. Come on, Meteor Golem. You're not quite the 7-mana 3/3 I was thinking of. If that was Meteor Golem, I would probably Meteor Golem Nikia, and then block Galta with everything next turn to get that out of here, and then I'm just playing against a 3/2 and whatever they just played that turn, which gives me mildly more of a chance. Not an insanely high chance, but a little bit more of a chance than what I have right now. They're going for... Oh my god. Oh jeer. That's the 10-drop Ulamog. Hey Ulamog, what's up? Welcome back. It's been a while since Battle for Zendikar. Please don't exile my entire library. Well, I mean, they can just get a new Galta right after this, but whatever. It's better than dying on the spot. And I only lose 2 of my creatures here with this block. Which means I have chump blockers for Ulamog. Even though he will still shred my library. Alright, here we go. Hover Guard Sweepers. It won us last game, maybe it can win us this one. Oh my god! The universe is so just right now. You could also just say there's no justice in the world because that was ridiculously lucky. That was ridiculously lucky. You'd love to see a new set like the Eldrazi? I don't think we'll get one for quite a while. They have said we are going back to Zendikar next year, but also when they said that, they said they wanted to make that more like the original Zendikar set, not the Rise of the Eldrazi stuff. So the next time we go back to Zendikar next year, it's going to be a lot of Zendikar rebuilding from the whole Eldrazi war, so we're not actually going to see any Eldrazi, I'm pretty sure. Alright, well, we're about to die to Grizzlebrand instead, but we did get a Hoverguard Sweepers, which was nice. That felt good. I'm just gonna go for 8 mana again, because, like, maybe I'll get another one. Maybe I'm that guy. Maybe I'm that guy. It's unlikely. but I could be. Nope. Nope, that's an 8/8 on the ground. Let's get another good 8 drop. That was the plan. Like, if it wasn't to be Hoverguard Sweepers, maybe it would be like Zatalpa, like the big old indestructible flyer. That would also help us a lot here. Or try 7 Agent of Treachery or Meteor Golem, yeah. I think that's just like up to personal tastes. It's like, you can try to hit Hoverguard or Zatalpa, or you can try to hit Agent of Treachery or Meteor Golem. They both help us just about as much. Zakama just seals our fate here. There's now pretty much no way out. I mean, another Hoverguard Sweepers technically gets us out, but now Zatalpa doesn't save us anymore. Meteor Golem doesn't really save us. Yeah, I pretty much need another Hoverguard. That's the only thing that kills 2 of their things. Agent of Treachery or Meteor kills 1. Like, that's like my only out. I could also just go for Rakdos at 6 if I feel really lucky. Actually, no, I can't, because that's a demon. Rakdos doesn't kill demons specifically. Alright, it's gotta be Hoverguard Sweepers. But yeah, that would be I'd have to hit Rakdos and win all of the coin flips to have him kill their creatures. So that's just probably way less likely. That's a 7/7. Wow, we got brutalized this game. Turn 5 Nikia into turn 6 Galta, and then just having double mana for most of the game. Get an Ulamog out there. Finally Hoverguard Sweepers to clear it out, and then they just go Grizzlebrand Zakama. Destruction. Oh, Ulamog's back. What up? What is up? You know, 10 mana also has a 5/5 with no abilities, so that would have been cool to see them hit. I would have appreciated that, because then I would not be so dead. Now we know there isn't a 14 drop on here yet. More importantly, now our opponent knows, and they will never do that again. That was a learning experience right there. Get sweeped! The 1-life Hoverguard Sweepers! We're not actually out of this game yet. Try 9? 9 doesn't have anything that can kill an indestructible creature. 8 does. And another one. That's like my 4th Hoverguard Sweepers today. That should not be a thing. That's so unfair. But we're at 1 life, like, we're probably dead. There's a lot of cards that kill us immediately. What are they doing? Was that a 15 drop? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm really bad at math. They tried to make an 11 drop, not a 15 drop. I got mildly excited. Next turn, yeah, now we can start making 9 drops, because 9 drops are good when you don't have anything you need to immediately deal with, because they've got some stuff that's just like really big impact on its own. Said start going 7? I don't know. Kind of like the thing from the deep. I'm down for this. I got a 9/9 weird looking card. And I have 2 islands to sacrifice to it. Alright. They go for 9. Hit a 7/5. We won the game! What is my life? This is so unfair. We're the luckiest. This is the luckiest I've gotten in a Momir event. Verdant Sun again would be great. One life is not 0, though. So we'll make it out of that one. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's gotta feel awful for our opponent. They tried to play a 14 drop and they tried to play an 11 drop. So they missed multiple hits off Momir just from not knowing where there are or are not drops. That has got to feel bad. And they got double Hoverguard Sweepers by their opponent. I would probably be pretty mad if I was my opponent in that last game. But if you're playing Momir, there's one thing that you are not expecting, and that is a fair game of Magic. If you're playing Momir expecting a fair game, you're gonna have a bad time. Opponent gets a Canopy Spider, a 1/3 with reach. Just a nice little card there. Clamor Shaman. Actually, kind of useful. Turn off a blocker every time it attacks. There's the Canopy Spider. Momir aggro. Yeah, just start at 1-drops. Just go for it. Just start at 1 and start trying for damage, yeah. I see where you're going with that one. Whoa! Look, we got... You don't have to start at 1-drops to be playing Momir aggro. I mean... You could just get a 2/2 that turns off a blocker every turn and a 4/4 flying trample. This looks pretty aggro. This is some Rakdos aggro deck right here. Opponent's got a bunch of very standard stuff. 1/3 reach, 2/3, and a 4/3. Oh my god, another flyer. That is what I am talking about. Alright, these draws aren't actually that aggro. I mean, they're really good, but Clamor Shaman just isn't going to do anything. There's already too many creatures on the ground. He dies the second he attacks. I'm going to take 4 there. How lucky are we? Because we're in a really good spot now, so we probably shouldn't go for 6s, but we've gotten so lucky so far, there's no way we're hitting bells and luck. See? We'll just get a 4/4 flying haste. That's reasonable, right? Yeah, they're dead next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They crack back for 10, I go to 4. And then next turn I can attack and turn off their reach blocker to just make sure they're super dead. Dreadshade is one of the best 3-drops on here. Yeah. Yeah, Dreadshade is legit. And they got a Zoni, so they are dead. I think we just 5-0 to Momir. We straight up 5-0 to Momir. That is when you know you are one lucky shitball. Well then, what did we get our prizes? Ionize and a Concentrate Consume. Cool. Well, that went quite well. Let's have another. Oh my god. Omniscience Chaos Draft? That would be insane. Alright, you know what? Just for you. We're gonna go Momir aggro this game, and because, you know, we lost the last one, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's Momir. It straight up doesn't matter, no matter what. We could have went no wins in the last one, and I could just try for Momir aggro this game. We got a good start to the aggro. We got basically a 1-mana 2/1. Gonna get in there. Come on, haste creature or a mana dork. Let's do it. Oh no. Oh no. We got a defender. That's not aggro. That's not aggro. Oh lord. We're gonna run out of cards real fast. Opponent gets a Steel Overseer. That could actually be terrifying later in the game. So I'm just going to swing in and see if we can get the trade going. Hey, a flyer! I'll take it. Ooh, taking the damage. Down to 16. Rummaging Goblin for our opponent. That is a 1/1 that basically does nothing. So that is a good one. However, now we can't really attack with Grasping Scoundrel because they can just trade for the 1/1. Ogre Siegebreaker is alright. It doesn't really do anything right now, but later on we can have our 1/1s be able to kill like 10/10s that blocked them. At 4 mana, our opponent gets Goreclaw, Terror of Kalsisma. Where it attacks each creature you control with power 4 or greater, gets +1/+1 and gains trample till end of turn. That can be really scary in the late game, like we've seen earlier in the games today. Several games that ended with a bunch of 7/7s and 8/8s on the ground. Giving them all trample would be pretty dangerous. Prosperous Pirates get a couple treasure tokens. I like it. I get to play an 8 mana card next turn. I like that. We'll send in like that. I'm fine trading off this Siegebreaker to kill that Goreclaw. Or both their other creatures. Or I guess they could have blocked with just the Steel Overseer and pumped it up. And traded that with Siegebreaker, but that's fine too. Make sure it doesn't get bigger throughout the game. Opponents at 5. They get a Sarah Angel. Fantastic, classic card right there. We don't really have any good attacks now, but we get to play an 8-drop thanks to our Prosperous Pirates, and I absolutely will do that. Oh, we could have made a 9-drop. Oh wait, no we couldn't. It was just sacrificing the treasures slowly. That was mildly confusing. I was like, I thought I had the math right on my mana. Verdant Force, let's go. I'm gonna have so many 1/1s. Well, I have the ground firmly under control. But there's a Sarah Angel over there. And that's a problem. Opponent is at 6 mana, they get a Primordial Worm, a 7/6 with no abilities. Well, we're gonna start taking 4 a turn. And since we started at 1 mana and just kept playing a card every single turn, we actually have to stop at 6, which is going to make it a lot more likely to hit Bells Unlock if we make more than 1 6-drops in a single game. Let's tempt fate as many times as possible. Wow, that was awful. I guess I can sacrifice that to give all of my little creatures indestructible, but even that doesn't really do anything. Not a great 6-drop. If this were a regular game of Magic, that would make a bunch of 1/1s equal to the number of non-tokens that I have, but everything in Momir is a token, which makes Lena pretty sad. I do get to make all my Saprolings indestructible till end of turn at some point, but I don't know, it's just not that insanely useful. Ooh. Okay, well there goes Verdant Force. I guess Lena counts as another chump blocker for Sarah Angel, because I can block with Gorging Vulture, sacrifice Lena, and then block with Gorging Vulture again the next turn. Just need a Muldrotha, then no punishment for aggro strats. I mean, that's true. If we can hit Muldrotha, again, it's like, it's less than a 1% chance, but it is a chance. Let's go. Muldrotha. Scuttlegator. Well, that's a 6/6 defender. We do not have 9 mana to adapt that thing. Well, looks like this is going to end like most games of Momir. Most regular games of Momir. With a singular flying threat killing the opponent. Never mind. With 2 flying threats killing their opponent. Grizzlebrand doesn't have trample, right? Yeah, he does not. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm dead in 2 turns. Gotta get some crazy stuff here. Whoa! Whenever 1 or more creatures you control attacks, they gain indestructible till end of turn. R.I.P. is true, Brandon. R.I.P. indeed. But, I mean, that's a cool card to get. Doesn't help us, though, because it doesn't give anything vigilance. So I'm still just going to die in the air. And I can't really attack, because I need the ground blockers, too. Yeah. Yeah, we're dead in 2 turns. I guess that can actually block Sarah Angel at least, so I have more chump blockers now is the thing, to chump block the Grizzlebrand. So that does actually change the clock. It now takes me a lot longer to die, but I am still dying. I think we're double blocking Grizzlebrand here. And we're going to save our Gorging Vulture. And now we're just back to pretending they never got a Grizzlebrand. Now we're just back to the 2/2 flyer versus a 4/4 flyer game that we were at a second ago. "6/5 on the ground. Not what I'm looking for, friend." That Steel Overseer with the Meteor Golem is kind of hilarious. That is the largest meteor golem I have seen. He didn't draw with it, but drawing with it isn't that insane in Momir. It can confirm that you get to higher mana costs, but once you're at 8 mana, like, 8 drops are pretty freaking powerful in the first place. So he might have just rather have kept the life. Like, the best thing you can do at higher mana costs is, like, hope for Zakama. Yeah, I probably wanted the life more than the cards. I accidentally played a land! Well, I guess I'm playing a 7-drop next turn. Oops. That was actually calculated. Just wait, watch when I get Agent of Treachery. And then you'll all be like, ah, I see why he played that land. I understand. Makes perfect sense. So Gigantomancer's hilarious, because now they can make their Sarah Angel a 7/7 Flying Vigilance. As well as the Rummaging Goblin can now be a 7/7 as well, so it's not quite worthless anymore. Everything can be a 7/7. Lotleth Giant, you don't do a damn thing for me. Not a single thing. Well, that's GG this game. Well, I tried out the Momir aggro strategy for you, but I think now I'm going to just go back to the way I usually play. And just start at 2 drops if I am on the draw and 3 drops if I'm on the play. Because that confirms that I get to 8 mana cards without having to skip a turn, if I just skip the first couple turns. Lotleth did heal you for 6? What? Lotleth doesn't heal you. It's just a 6/5. Did I have something out that was healing me? For my power? I don't think so. No, Lotleth is a 6/5 that deals damage to your opponent equal to their number of creatures in your grave. Thinking of the one that sets life to 10, that's, I forget the name. It is like a completely different one. Oh wait, they went first. I should have played a 2-drop. That's okay, I can make it to 9 mana now without skipping a turn from this point on. They didn't even play a 3-drop. They are saving up for high mana costs over there. 3/2 for 3. Torgar. Torgar Famine Incarnate. That's the one that sets life totals to 10. Well, that is a large wall. So, if creatures on the ground ever mattered in Momir, they matter even less in this game, because that's a big old wall to stop them. Hey, 3 damage. Thank you, haste creature. Oh my god. Alright, that is a 3/6 with double strike, and none of the other abilities work in Momir. But that's still a 3/6 with double strike, which is not good. 3/4 flying. I'll take it. It's a flyer. Bells in lock. Aw. No bells in lock for our opponent. I can kill that if I block with everything, but then I lose my flyer and my 3/2. I don't really want to lose my flyer, but I also don't want to have to chump block every single turn. I guess I don't have to every turn, because like eventually I'll get a ground creature that's at least a 6/6, and that should be sometime soon. Alright, not bells in lock. Okay, we did it. No bells in lock. Enraged. Oh, it's not enraged, it's bellowing Aegisaur. Whenever it's dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature I control. That's fantastic against a double strike creature. I can just block their double striker with that and just pump my field up twice. Sounds good to me. Palaka Worm, that's going to gain 7 and draw them a card when it dies, and it's going to be a 7/7 trample. This card is great. This card was an uncommon in Rise of the Eldrazi. That was ridiculous. That set was very fun to draft. No attacks. Okay. At 7, we've got Chromium. Well, we did it. We have great stuff in the air now. Palaka Worm is going to get us pretty good here, because I'm not going to block it with my flyer, and none of my other creatures block that well. In fact, like, if they just attack with everyone here, I can't actually block super well. Actually, yeah, I can. Because I could put the 7/7 on the 3/6, put my other 2 creatures on the Death Toucher, and then just nothing on Palaka. So yeah, this is the right attack. Just send in Palaka Worm, and then I just don't do anything about it. Alright, 8 mana, let's go. Big stuff. Hover Guard Sweepers. Aight. Seems fair. I'm getting way too many Hover Guard Sweepers today. Oh, it doesn't even count as killing it, so they don't draw the card? Ridiculous. They have to get something fantastic here. I now have 3 pretty big flyers. That's a 9/9 on the ground. Well, we got one. Lost one, won one. Hover Guard Sweepers wins it again. I don't think we actually needed the Hover Guard Sweepers there. We just needed any kind of decent creature. Like just a 7/7 or 8/8 with no abilities would have been fine. Like Awakening Sun's Avatar or something. And those are some of basically the worst 8 drops. I think winning that game there depended a lot more on our opponent's luck than our own luck. We just had to hope that they didn't find an answer to any of our flyers, and they did not. So it didn't really matter what we got at 8. Even though it was nice. Alright, opponent is on the play, which means I get to start at 2 mana and still make it to 8 mana. So I will do that. Pollen Bright Druid. Okay, 2 mana 2/2. Seems fine. Magmatic Force is another fantastic new card that they added. 3 damage every upkeep. Really, really good. Satyr Enchanter is never going to do anything, so I just got a 3-mana 2/2 as well. 2/3 is pretty good at blocking 2/2s. So, probably a bit of a board stall here for a while, as usual. They have a 2/3 in the air. It is a flying creature, so it's automatically better than even like a 4/4 on the ground. So that's pretty scary. And we're going to start getting beaten up by it, little by little. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. We're in a bad spot now. We've got another flyer out, as well as 2 treasure tokens, so they can make an 8-mana card next turn. Brightwood is at its worst here. You cannot actually use its ability for anything. Don't get to pick up any creatures. Hey! Got a 3/3 flyer of our own. At least we get to trade off with their 3/3 flyer. But they get to make an 8-mana card this turn, and that's terrifying. That means they're curved. They get to go 8-mana, 7-mana, 8-mana? That's just a really good curve. No! Why did you have to mention Magmatic Force? He gonna kill us now. Why did they attack? That seems like a pretty bad attack in my opinion. Because if they didn't attack, Magmatic Force just kills my flyer on my upkeep. So that lets them leave as many flyers as possible on their field and then just start doing 3 to my face every turn. Because none of my ground dudes matter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with their usage of the Magmatic Force here. I think there's better targets in my opinion. But I am certainly not the best player in the world, so I could be wrong. Alright, now I agree with the Magmatic Force usage. Now they're just repeatedly hitting my face. I'm surprised they killed the Satyr Enchanter, but not the Pollen Bright. They just wanted to kill one of my 2/2s, I guess. Just to send a message. Or they thought that Satyr Enchanter's ability actually works in Momir, but it doesn't. Hey, Angler Turtle! That... It's not good enough, but it's close. Now I want them to shoot my face, because I want my 2/2 to be able to block this turn, because they'll be attacking with everybody. I think the correct choice is to shoot the 2/2 this turn, because that's the thing that I want to happen the very least, in terms of blocking. Alright, another flyer. We're probably just dead, but thanks to this Angler Turtle, we get to kill Magmatic Force, and that's very, very, very good. Like, very good. But we are likely still just going to die. Because we're going to go to 5, and then they have 5 power in the air. So we now need to get a flying creature. Alright. Lots of options at 8 that could save us, but lots of options at 8 that can't. We'll see what kind we get here. Endray's Forerunners is not lethal, which means we're dead. Means we're dead. They just get to take it all and survive. And that'll be that. That angler turtle was pretty clutch. It gave us a mild chance. It allowed us to see if our 8 drops would save us, whereas we would not have had that shot without it. Well, that's the 1 win and 2 losses run. Oof. Hey, we got a rare card anyway. Bedevil. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Pretty nice card. And a Zertog Goblin. Also nice card. Good uncommon. Very cool. Alright, I think I'm going to play a little bit of regular Magic in order to get some gold here. Just to get this daily quest out of the way. Because I have to cast 20 black or green spells. And you don't ever cast anything in Momir. So I'm going to play a little bit of some green stuff. Let's do ranked, I guess? I like this deck. This deck is cute. This deck isn't great, but it's cute, so it's a fun way to just cast a bunch of green spells, even if you're not trying to win. So, I'm not going to try super hard to win. I'm just going to cast a bunch of Vine Mares and try to put Blanchwood Armors on them, because that's hilarious. Could always do a casual draft, that's true. Could do that too. I'm saving all of my gems at this point, though. I'm not going to spend any gems on a draft. Because I'm waiting for Eldraine to use these gems. And I don't have quite enough gold to do a draft quite yet. That's why I do want to win this. That means tomorrow I'll have enough gold to do a draft with gold. I'm going to keep this hand. I just said I'm not trying to win, and then immediately was like thinking way too hard about this hand. Like, it doesn't matter. If I lose, I lose. We'll see if we can draw lands. Uh-oh. We're against mono red, so they will probably lightning strike our Barkhide Troll. And then we've got nothing. But that's okay. Because even if we lose, we cast a green spell. And that's what we're going for. Yup! That's a problem. Hey, we got a forest. Alright, let's draw a forest and then a Vine Mare. That would be the best. I would probably just be dead at that point, though. If they've got a good hand with mono red, we'll die very quickly. Alright, I have no idea what they're thinking about, but I'm probably going to lose this game anyway, so I'm just going to scoop. Just because, like, I'm at, like, 80% chance to lose that game. And I don't have enough lands to cast very many more spells anyway. And if it's going to take them a half minute to cast something, then I want to speed up and cast these spells as fast as possible. It's not going to be a fast way to cast my green spells. The nice thing about being at a low rank in your tier is that you don't have to try, so you can concede to people and just give them ranks. Which is a nice thing to do. Just concede early. Just giving them free wins. Because when you're at like gold tier 1, you can fall back down to gold tier 2 and gold tier 3 and stuff. When you're at tier 4 in a rank, I don't think you can actually fall down back to silver. So I'm at literally the lowest rank I could possibly fall down to, so I can lose as much as I want. In Limited, though, I tried really hard. I did finally make it to Platinum in Limited, because you do get a card style every season for going Gold and for going Platinum. So I always try to hit Platinum in Constructed or Limited. Usually it's Limited, because I'm not as good at Constructed, and I don't enjoy it as much. And I also just play like garbage decks like this. Just play a bunch of Season of Growths and try to throw Prodigious Growth on a Vine Mare. I do have some good decks, though. I have Simic Nexus, which is hilarious because it's irritating. So I do like playing that. And Scape Shift I played for a little bit when it came out. I haven't really played that in a while. And it's about to rotate out. Both of those decks are about to rotate out, and they're the decks that I kind of played the most. Because I like combo decks. There's not a whole lot of combo decks in Standard. But Scape Shift and Simic Nexus of Fate are basically combo decks. I mean, Scape Shift is definitely a combo deck. Nexus I would classify as combo as well. I don't actually want that, so put that on the bottom. I do want that. Carnage Tyrant is great against Esper. They'll have to have Kaya's Wrath. Yarok decks are pretty cool too, yeah. Yarok Field of the Dead is probably something I'm going to try to build in the next format. Once Scape Shift rotates out, and you can't Scape Shift with your Field of the Deads anymore. You can still Yarok with them. Yarok with a bunch of Risen Reefs and just get a bunch of lands out really fast. Looks fun. I like Field of the Dead's just a really fun card in my opinion too to play with, because I like ramp decks too, and Field of the Dead is like basically ramp / combo. It's just a ramp combo deck, which is the two things I like a lot. Well, not the two things, but two of the things. I'm gonna try to kill... Oh no, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. If I do that, I'll draw cards off Season of Growth, and they can make me discard Carnage Tyrant. So I should not cast Thrash right now. Planning on a Yarok Muldrotha Commander deck at some point. You could make Yarok Muldrotha... Oh, no, you couldn't, because Muldrotha is going to rotate out. Well, you can make Yarok in Brawl once they finally put Brawl on in October. Bellhaunt, come on now. I actually should cast this now, because I could draw land. I could draw something that I would rather discard than Prodigious Growth, and if I don't, I just discard Prodigious Growth anyway. Because I'm not going to discard Thrash. Why did I only draw one card? Whenever you cast a spell that targets creature you control, draw a card. Why'd I only draw one? I cast Thrash with a Thrash and a Prodigious Growth in hand. I drew Carnage Tyrant. That was it. I drew one card. What? But I have 2 seasons. I don't know. I could be going insane. I don't actually need that right now. I need lands for my Tyrant. So Vine Mare is cool because they can't block them with black creatures, so Vine Mare is currently unblockable. But it doesn't have haste, so I don't get to hit them yet. Cast down. Goodbye, little troll man. That's not a land. It's okay, I get to hit him with Vine Mare at least. And now I have the mana to save up for Barkhide Troll. To give it hexproof if they try to cast it down. It is playing into a Kaya's Wrath, but clearly they don't have one yet, or I think they would have used it just to get rid of Vine Mare. And getting them to use the Kaya's Wrath means that I'm going to get rid of Llanowar Elves, because they can kill that with a removal spell. But getting them to use Kaya's Wrath before I cast Carnage Tyrant means it's less likely that they have a way to kill Carnage Tyrant. I'm keeping this Blanchwood Armor because if they don't kill all of my creatures this turn, I can cast Blanchwood Armor next turn to draw 2 more cards, as well as pump up my dude. No! Alright, well, they cast Kaya's Wrath this turn, so there's that. That was the only downside of keeping Blanchwood Armor on the top, is if they kill both my dudes, I don't get to do it. They have a flipped Descanta now, so we're just gonna die. It's gonna take a long time, but we're just gonna die. So I might scoop in a minute here. Because with flipped Descanta, they're always drawing 2 cards a turn, and one of them is always going to be a non-creature card, which means it's highly likely they draw at least 1 removal / counterspell every turn, and they just stop everything I do, especially with Teferi on board. So I am a scoop.
Just keep up the pace.
That is the game. Alright, we gotta cast 4. I'm so bad at math. We have to cast 4 more green spells. So, probably just 1 more game, and then I can get back to the Momir. I think I'll do 1 more Momir run after this, and that'll probably be it for today's stream. Just doing a shorter little stream here to make sure that everything is in working order, because it really wasn't when I started the stream. But it seems to be going fine so far. But yeah, I just want to be 100% sure that I know what I'm doing with all of the setup for the Throne of Eldraine streaming event on Tuesday. But when I do that event, I will be borrowing a computer, so I'll be playing on a better computer, and it won't be, like, I know there's frame rate issues, that's just because Magic Arena runs poorly on my current computer. So I'll be running on a different computer when I do the Throne of Eldraine event, and it should look a little bit better, but otherwise, basically like this. Alright, we got some good ramp here. So we can just cast a Vivian next turn, pump up a Paradise Druid, and get some real damage in. This should be really nice. It looks like we're against Elementals. This might be the first game we actually win.
With the Arcbow at my side, I can't lose a fight.
Because this hand's really good. That's the other fun thing about this deck, is because so much of it is just stuff that pumps stuff to put on your hexproof creatures. You can also just turn your mana dorks into threats and attack your opponent with Llanowar Elves and Paradise Druids, which is almost as fun as attacking them with Carnage Tyrants. So we've cast 3 green spells so far, so I literally only need to play 1 more card, and then I've got my gold. My opponent might have just left. They might be over it. That would be really sad, because then I will have cast 3 green spells total. No, I'm gonna have to play another game if my opponent just leaves right now. Oh, it's looking like it's happening, though. It is really looking like it's happening. Yep. Just waiting for that hourglass to tick out now. Oh my god, they gave me another turn! I get to cast my green spell! Yes! I did it. I cast one more green spell. That was a close one. That was a very close one. Alright. I really hope this counts towards the number. If my opponent loses while I'm casting a spell, does that count as casting a spell? It should. Come on. Give me my gold. Yes. Alright, cool. We did it. So, still not enough for a draft with gold. I will have enough for that tomorrow, though. But, I am going to play one more Momir event before we cut the stream for today, so I will be right back, and then we will get down with that jam. Alright, what is up everybody? I am back and ready to finish off the Momir for the day. One more event here, and we'll see how we do. And then, I'm gonna screw off and go play some Borderlands with some friends. Hopefully, if everything works out. If not, I'll play by myself. Either way, after this Momir, it's Borderlands time. And so I shall be outie. Alright, so we are on the draw, which means we can start playing cards on turn 2 and play a card all the way until we hit 8 mana. So that is the plan. Am I about to just win immediately again? Did my opponent leave? Nope, there they go. They're back. Maybe. Alright, cool. Starts off with a Mystic Archaeologist. Actually, not the worst. They could definitely make an argument, depending on what the field looks like later, that it is worth spending that 5 mana and drawing those cards and just skipping a 5-drop. That could be pretty good. Paradise Druid is fantastic. I didn't have much of a reaction there because I just got done playing a bunch of mono green hexproof with Paradise Druids in it, so I'm just used to seeing it. But I'm playing Momir right now, and that card's ridiculous in Momir. We get to make a 4-mana card next turn. I'm 100% cool with that. Two Death Touch. That is going to stop my first large ground creature. Whenever that happens. Alright, 4 mana. God Eternal Kefnet. I'll take it. 4/5 flyer in the air. Pretty ridiculous. None of his abilities do any work in Momir, but that is totally okay. Because flying does a lot. Opponent got basically the polar opposite of my 4-drop, which means something completely useless, unfortunately for them. It is impossible to cast spells in Momir, so it is almost impossible to untap Traxos. Wait, what? Reveal Forest? Oh, because Kefnet's ability? Sure. I'll reveal Forest. That's cool. You can do that even if it's not an instant or sorcery. You can just be like, you know what, I'm going to show you it. Why not? Check out my forest. It's pretty nice. True Lane is not the greatest thing in the world, but it does block that Mystic Archaeologist well. So we're only going to be taking 2 this turn. Might actually trade True Lane for their 2/2 Death Touch here, because his ability is very unlikely to matter. The only time it would ever matter is if I somehow took one of their creatures until end of turn, and had 3 mana left to use that to kill it. Which is just a highly improbable scenario. It would also work well if I had some kind of creature that was damaging me during my upkeep and I needed to kill it. I could use it for that as well. But that's all it'll do in Momir. And those are some pretty unlikely scenarios. So probably just going to trade for the Basilisk if they offer it. 5/5 Vigilance for 5 for my opponent. Don't have a good blocker for that anyway. I'll reveal a mountain. I'll play a mountain. And we'll play a 6-drop. Hopefully large enough to block that Baloth. 8/7 is certainly large enough to block that Baloth. We're just on the road to victory here with this luck. I think Gargos only works when they do a spell. Yeah. Gargos only triggers when he's targeted by a spell, so he's just an 8/7 Vigilance, but an 8/7 Vigilance is a lot. Again, probably not attacking with anything on the ground, but he will block super well. 7 mana now. 5/5 flyer. When it hits somebody, everyone discards their hands and draws 7. So that's basically just a 5/5 flyer. And my opponent and myself will never run out of cards. Well, in hand, that is. If it hits like 5 times, we might both mill out. But other than that... Alright, so there's the scoop. They didn't get anything with reach, which means that we had 9 flying power on the board to finish them off there. Rescuer Sphinx as a daily win reward. So 1 win, no losses. So far the RNG has been in our favor. Should go play some craps. Frogify just has fantastic artwork and flavor. That is a pretty nice loading screen. Alright, so we're on the draw. So we're going to start playing 2 mana cards next turn. Picking up an Iron Shell Beetle. I mean, it's a 2-2. That's about what you can expect it to. It's not the worst that could happen. You can get a 2-1. And a 2-2 is good at blocking a 3-2. Kill that dude if we need to. Another 2-2. Well, mono 2-2s today. Opponent's at 4 mana now. Opponent is on mono 3-2s. Nothing but 3-2s everywhere. I swear, if I get another 2-2... Alright, we got a 4-3. Cool. Looks like we might start playing different cards now. What do you got at 5, opponent? What have you got for me here? Cavalier of Gales, oh my lord. 5/5 flyer. When it dies, scry 2. I don't know if that death trigger will work in Momir. I don't know if it has to shuffle into the library to allow them to scry. It'll probably work. So basically when it dies, they scry 2 as well. Alright, well, I guess we're trading off 2-2s. So, 5/5 flyer is a pretty big Momir threat. So let's see if we can get a pretty big answer. Mammoth Spider's not quite big enough. You can chump block the flyer, but that's not what we're looking for here. 6 mana, our opponent gets a Feral Invocation. We can block and kill that. So not much of a threat there. Come on, answer to a flyer. Zoni, you're really not that. You are a 2-3. I can use her ability as well, but I don't think I've ever taken the time to not pay as much mana as possible just to play a large creature. Oh boy. Yeah, we're getting destroyed this game. Thorn Elemental is a very, very good card to hit at 7. It can assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Which basically means that is 7 damage to my face whenever they want it, that I can't do anything about. Shauna's fine, but it's not what I need. I'm actually just not quite dead. I go to 3 life this turn, and I have to chump block the flyer. I guess they probably just don't attack with a Thorn Elemental this turn. But I will be dead on board next turn if I don't get a flyer. Well, Borborygmos makes me dead on board. They can discard the 1 land card in their hand to do 3 damage to my face, and attack with Thorn Elemental to do 7 to my face, which is 10 total. Wow. That was the incorrect play. I was dead on board. But I guess I get to live a turn here? Which I will absolutely take. Like, it gives me 1 shot to get, like, a Hoverguard Sweepers or something. Actually, a Hoverguard Sweepers doesn't even save me here, so I'm very likely still dead. But, they gave me a oh. That doesn't actually save me. I have 12 damage in my hand. which means I can kill their Borbergmos and their Flyer, but then I take 7 from Thorn Elemental. I mean, the fact that they didn't kill me last turn means that they might not realize Thorn Elemental's ability, or something like that, so that's what I'm hoping for here. Maybe they won't attack with Thorn Elemental. That's all I got. Alright. Cool. Let's see if they click the right button and deal 7 to my face here. They do. Alright. Well, sad end to that one. Just didn't find any answers. Got out Momired. Alright, 1 win and 1 loss, so if I lose any other games, I'm just out. But if I win a bunch more games, I can get more gold, and slightly better chances at better cards. We'll see what we get here. Opponent is going aggro, starting off with a 1-drop. I'm going to go ahead and wait till 2. Because I don't need to immediately stop a 1-1. Rat Colony. So that's a 2-1 for 2. They're never going to have any other rats. At least it's highly unlikely. One protection from red flying. Might actually be good enough to not want to just trade off with the 2-1. Just in case they get like a big flyer like a Shivan Dragon or something. Like this could be a good blocker for some red stuff. Just have to see how it plays out here. So far it's not looking so hot. See, we get it 3. Hey, that's pretty good. We can make that a 4-3. Then we can block everything on the ground, or we can just gain 4. I think I'd rather just be able to block everything on the ground here. Stop all those attacks. Sending in 2 in the air, down to 14. And pass. Okay. Three, 2 flyer for 4. That is all it is. Okay. So that can trade for their flyer. So we found an answer. And now the boards are basically even. Opponent skips 5-drop as well. I guess since they aren't under a lot of pressure to make more blockers. So because they started playing things on turn 1, they wanted to save up those cards to get to higher mana costs. Herald of the Sun. That is bigger than my flyer, and that's not okay. There we go. There's a larger flyer, and also it just happens to kill that. I guess they'll just repeatedly keep getting larger flyers. That is not very good for me. And even if I find an answer to that, they can discard the card in their hand to save it. But I will turn it into a 1/1 on the ground that turn at the very least, which is actually pretty good because that allows me to get 10 damage in, if that happens. Alright, what do we got at 7? Something good. Let's do good things. Alright, well, they are basically dead if they don't kill that thing. So that's a pretty good thing. Whenever it attacks, gets +1/+1 for each land you control, which will be 8 next turn. This will be a 15/15 trample on attacks, which means I definitely have lethal on board. They can stop 7 damage maximum out of 15, so they take 8 from that plus 10 for my other stuff. So right now they take 18 damage. Ah. Now they'll take 11 damage. Actually, no, they take more than that. Because that'll attack... Ooh, okay. Are they actually just dead? 15. Block, take 4. Plus 10? Yeah, they're actually just dead. No blocks. No blocks attack for lethal? Alright. That'll do that one. Thanks entirely on the gigantic dinosaur. Alright, 2 wins and 1 loss. Even if we lose this, we've gone average. Alright, we're on the play, so probably not going to play anything until turn 3 unless I'm under pressure to do so. Sanctuary Cat as their first drop. It is a 1/2. Slightly better than average, probably, for turn 1. No attacks with the Sanctuary Cat. Saving it up for a haste. creature, I suppose. And I did not get a haste creature. But I did get a flyer, and that is good. Yavimaya Sapherd. Multiple dudes in one, but they are small dudes. Pick up a volley veteran, get to do 1 damage to something, so I guess I'll damage their 1/1 to death. So the Sapherd actually just blocks my goblin guy really well. It probably just attacks here. Like, you just play a 4-drop, and if it's big enough to block the volley veteran, then just attack with the 2/2 for a free 2 damage. That 2 damage is no longer free, because I don't think you actually want to trade your 2/3 reach death touch for my 4/2. But I'll offer the trade. Alright. Trump with a kitty. Yeah, Poison Tip Archer is a really good card in Momir. Because whenever your opponent has something dangerous enough for you to have to trade off with the Poison Tip Archer, you can. And if they don't, it will just slowly drain them life throughout the game. Pessimist Corn, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. I don't have like a welcome to the follower crew or anything like that nonsense. You're just a viewer now. Thank you. Viewer/follower. So I'm gonna offer the trades here because their creatures are way better than mine. And I'm surprised we got rid of that Poison Tip Archer. I'm happy with that, but still probably gonna die to the Sarah Angel. If I don't find something pretty quickly. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's awful right there. So all of their attacking creatures have indestructible now. So even if I get a flyer large enough to block those, I can't kill them anymore. So I have to get something that kills when it enters the battlefield. So if I get Meteor Golem or Agent of Treachery, that would be fantastic. I need something like that. Well, Durgaz is big enough to block them, but again, cannot kill them, since they will be indestructible. Hey man, how's the games going? Pretty well. Overall, I'd say pretty well. I'm probably about to lose this one, though. Because I'm 2 wins in and 1 loss in, and things are not looking good on board here. So this will probably be my 2nd loss to end off this Momir run. But the first Momir run I did, I went 5-0 today, so that was fantastic. And then I think we went 1-2. So, like, overall, fine. A 5-0 and a 1-2 I still think averages up to pretty good. Not the worst. Oh my god, we're so dead now. This is going to be my last Momir run for the day, unfortunately. I am heading off to play some Borderlands with some friends. So unfortunately you showed up like just at the end of the stream here. Because it looks over. But I will be playing again tomorrow, same time. And then on Tuesday, I will be in the Eldraine streaming event. And that'll be awesome. That will be fantastic. Ooh! Oh, I'm at 6 life. That doesn't actually save me. The ability is so good, but I'm at 6 life. So I can only give -5/-5? And then I would go to 1 life if I do that, and just die on blocks, because I can only kill one of their creatures. So even if I kill the one that gives indestructible, then I can only like block there and take 4, which would put me at 0. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. But yeah, thank you for the follow and thanks for stopping by. And I will be back soon. Alright, this is super lethal. I'm not even going to do the math here. I'm just going to just let it happen. No blocks. Whoa! What the shit, dude? Oh my god! Oh my god. Alright. Pessimist Cord, thank you so much. I have no idea who you are or what this is. If you're just some Magic player who showed up and was like, this was a chill stream, that's cool, I'm a sub. You are officially my very first Twitch subscriber ever. So I made a ridiculous sub thing. Because when I got affiliated, it was like several months ago, like before I was doing, actually a couple years ago, when I was just doing random like Mario Party streams and shit with just a bunch of people. So I made that sub goal because the whole thing was like, oh, I'm never gonna get a sub, so let's make it ridiculous for the first sub.
Before, but don't take it easy.
And then I got a sub! You're my first sub! So that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Pessimistic Corn. That is awesome. Now I gotta change the sub goal so it doesn't say first subscriber ever, because now if it ever happens again...
Hey, that's pretty good.
Whoa! I don't know what is happening, because my alert is not correct. It just says Pessimist Corn. It just says Pessimist Corn. So, the alerts are all messed up. Let me, oh my god. I think that was a bit alert, but it didn't show up correctly, so I gotta go pull up the Streamlabs thing to properly thank you before I head off and play some Borderlands and stuff. No, but seriously though, thank you so much for the sub. I do have a Yoshi emote. I did want to explain that I made all of the alerts and the emote and stuff back when I was still just streaming a bunch of Mario Party, so that's why it's Yoshi, so... If you want to make a Yoshi emote, you can do that now. It's Gomlet Yo. Yeah, Yoshi! Alright, I gotta go. I don't know how to get there. Okay, notifications on the Streamlabs, I think. Nope, that's not it. Alert, recent events, that's the one. That's the one. 500 bits, my dude! That's like a double sub. That's a sub and 500 more. Oh, it's a Subway 500, so it's 550. Thank you so much, Pessimistic Corn. That is a lot of support for just a random stream that you showed up to and was like, yeah, this is fine. So thank you so much. And yeah, I will be back again with more Magic, so hopefully I can give you some more content to help repay you for that stuff. So yeah, sub was Twitch Prime, so gotta give some bits. Thank you very much. I don't know what the difference is between Twitch Prime and a regular sub. In terms of like what it gives to the streamers. I thought it just gives the same thing. I know Twitch Prime is like if you have Amazon Prime, then you can do it free. I think that it's just like Amazon just foots the bill and gives the streamer the stuff. I don't know. No idea. I'm obviously a very small streamer. But if you want to watch me play some more Magic, as I've said 1,000 times, I'll be back tomorrow, same time, and then Tuesday for a long time I'll be playing a lot of Eldraine. And if you go to my YouTube channel of the same name, youtube.com/gomletx, actually it's youtube.com/xgomlet, but you want to just search for GomletX in the YouTube search bar and you'll find it. That is why I'm part of the Eldraine streaming event, is because people actually watch my YouTube channel sometimes. Most of my videos have like anywhere between 20 and 200 videos, but a couple of them have a couple thousand views, so it was large enough for Wizards to say, sure, you can come play Eldraine with us, so that was cool. Not physically, just in the arena event. Anyways, thanks again, Pessimistic Corn. That was very cool of you. And I gotta head off and not keep my friends waiting. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you anybody else who just came in and watched and lurked and all that. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow.